He didn't came out the winner on this one, but good things for him in the future.
He did a really good job, just like I said, man. I mean, that twister came out of nowhere. I mean, that was a really unorthodox position, but I mean, that's what you get when you get a guy like Krikorian in here, man.
Krikorian.
Yeah, where's he out of?
Keith Krikorian is out of
Damien
Anderson.
Is it Springfield or something? I think it's against Damien Anderson.
Damien Anderson, yeah. Damien Anderson out of Brunswick BJJ, part of that Danaher Death Squad family.
Ah, yes, with the good hair. He went so early, we kind of forgot about him.
And like we were mentioning earlier, I mean, the Danaher guys, no fear of the leg game whatsoever. Yeah. These guys, calm as can be, really good. And
but now he's going against a Krikorian.
See how this goes.
Yeah, Krikorian, I mean business.
Standouts from each of their gyms, respectively.
I'm a standout in this announcing crew.
You are. And if you notice in the first match, Anderson was more comfortable just sitting down, open guard. Here it seems like he's a little more comfortable standing up.
Yes. Well, you gotta tell you again for the opponent. Styles making matchups.
Definitely.
Styles make the man.
So there's definitely something there that had made him change his game. We're gonna see what it is.
Careful next to that camera.
Work to the center, guys. Work to the center. Not in your head notch.
Thank you. Somebody just sounded like they shitted themselves out in the crowd.
Yeah, I heard that, man. It's pretty nasty, actually.
How are you?
So we got this little bit of a stalemate here. Guys are tying up. Just
yeah,
can't quite.
you can. I think there's a lot of respect here. There's like feeling out that nobody want to be the guy that make the big mistake to get in an inferior position.
Absolutely.
Because they probably seen the other match. A lot of stuff to worry about from each of these gentlemen. At some point, though, I would like to see somebody take a chance,
Absolutely. And the thing is that
somebody is going to.
They're going to have to.
Yeah.
The thing is, I mean, it's crazy. There we go. You called it.
Meanwhile, I was looking away.
So he changes it up back to what he was doing in the first match here. There we go.
Okay.
Inverting.
Oh,
is he going to get it?
I like that.
Oh, no, not quite. Krikorian trying to play that heavy top game, trying to staple gun pass into that top half.
Yeah. Krikorian did a good job of passing over there, but then didn't control the core of Damien and keep him from getting those legs up there.
Working that Z guard really good, but he lost it there. Seems like he's trying to get back in the position, but these guys are both so talented. It's just kind of a stalemate back and forth here. Ooh, almost did the pass there, but just not quite. Oh, ooh. Almost left those
Okay.
behind, but he's all
Yeah.
right. Anderson really partial to that Z guard right here.
Yeah, and Krikorian content to put his leg in the middle there, not worried about getting put into quarter guard, and maybe the consequence thereafter.
They're back on their feet again here. Let's see where this takes us.
What belt level is these two gentlemen here?
You know, that's a good question.
Meaning you don't know.
I know. I don't know right off the top of my head.
No, thanks.
And I don't want to misquote.
Well, thanks for nothing. What weight class is this? At least you can know that.
Oh, I know that right there. It's 155.
And which one is PJ Barch?
PJ Barch is 170
Okay.
division.
Because I see PJ Barch watching this with that bird's eye view over there. Is that does he coach one of these two gentlemen?
No, I think he's just really just paying attention really well to it. It's pretty wild. He's just deciding to coach and everything. Got Richie Boogeyman Martinez over here coaching Krikorian. Constant pressure.
Yeah, Damien seemed like he really wanted to play that leg lock game here.
Yeah, that Z guards is a perfect
Yeah.
spot for it. Constantly trying to invert
Yeah.
that Cred Jones kind of game.
He's got to block that hip. Krikorian need to block the hip when he get in there. He's basically passed, but then he's not blocked the hip with his hand there.
With a guy that's constantly inverting with an open guard like that,
Wait.
it's just not going to work
Yeah, unless you block the hip.
unless you block the hip. Exactly.
But maybe he knows something. Sometimes he knows something about his own game that I'm not familiar with. But if it's me, I'm gonna do that.
Spectators in the front row seem to get their money's worth right here.
Except for the kids, didn't pay no money. Probably the father, probably the estranged father was paid for the chicken. The kids not even grateful.
Calling it like you see it. Krikorian, it looked like there was a couple openings for Darce there. It almost looked like he was going to try to attempt for it.
I was
Decided not
busy
to do
paying
it.
attention to this kid.
Going shin to shin here. Once again, just forgot to block the hip there.
Yeah, and then sometime when I see something like this, then I say maybe if you haul with the guy, you say, oh, okay, maybe like you try, but he's got it. I don't know,
Right.
Unless I've hauled with Damien, I can't. It looked like that though to both of us, but who knows?
It's like Krikorian's going to try to sit down on that. It's into regulation here. We're going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're leaving it up to chance here. Flip of the coin.
Damien's gonna face this way. He's gonna sit behind him. 2 rounds of overtime, guys.
So this is going to be 2 rounds overtime versus the normal 1 round of overtime here. Since we are in the second round
Yes.
of the 155-pound tournament.
Yeah, I don't mind 2 rounds of overtime. to get that shoulder to the mat. Oh.
Always reaching for the shoulder. Beautiful.
Well, some nice high time, regardless of his ult. You know, he got putting some nice time on the board. But then once again, as your Uncle Renato was taught you in the seminar, the anaconda body lock cannot always prevent the turning around. So,
Very true.
but nobody want to listen to your Uncle Renato until it's too late.
Even some of the tightest body triangles, you're still able to rotate through. And he is constantly rolling. Krikorian gets, oh.
I think the young lady was kicked Krikorian in the face with ballet shoes, it looked like.
Krikorian's out. Let's see what the timekeeper says here. This looks really close, but we're actually going to go to another
No,
round
it's not
of it
close.
here.
That was the Krikorian had much longer.
looks like
What are you watching?
It seemed pretty close in time.
Okay, maybe
I don't have a timer in front of me though either.
maybe it was, but who knows? Oh,
5-0 grip if you need it, okay? 5-0 grip's gonna help you out right here. 5-0 grip, 5-0 grip.
Krikorian might be going for that twister again.
can you? That's allowed. I mean, at that point.
Yeah, as long as you're holding on to a submission,
Okay.
as long as you're chaining a submission, you can
okay.
even go from the back to an armbar.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I was confused about that.
But if they face you and you don't have any kind of submission,
Yeah.
then yeah, there's nothing that can be done.
Come on, turning with them. Bump them up, bump them up, bump them up. Take. Beautiful.
Man, I could hear Damien Anderson breathing from here. He's definitely gave it his all this fight.
Yeah.
Keep that 5-0 grip.
Well, he needs to if you want to go on to the next round.
If we can reach it. Stand
So the winner of this here punches their ticket to the finals of the 155-pound bracket. So
Beautiful.
Start digging underneath. Beautiful.
got a BJJ Brunswick standout taking on 10th Planet Monster Squad standout. Oh, he's going for that twister again, but not quite.
Oh.
You know, it's kind of a risky thing because if he doesn't get the twister,
Yeah.
he ends up facing him, you know? So, I mean, I think he felt very confident there with the ride time.
Well, here we go. This for all the marble.
Anderson definitely looks very, very taxed after that,
Interesting choice here.
especially after looking like, oh man, being that tired. He must have a lot of confidence in this. And Krikorian gets out, no problem.
Krikorian for the win.
Winner by fast escape time. Keith Krikorian.
So Keith Krikorian punches his ticket to the 155 Invitational 9. Would like to thank its sponsors. Onnit, Total Human Optimization. Armbar Club, rmbrclub.com. Cruise Combat, made in the USA. Onnit Gym, Austin, Texas. The Valet Tudo Hour Podcast. Bang Muay Thai Austin. Leg Locker, the largest leg lock community on earth. Black Swan Yoga, Green Helix, and Gold Nugget Ghee.